Number 32, the chart below shows the perimeters of 6 triangles, the class created for a class project. Which of the following best describes the mean absolute deviation of this data? Okay, so once again, we are going to find the mean of the data. Then we will find the distances the data are from that mean. And then we'll find the mean of the distances. So I'm going to begin by taking all of my data and adding it up. And dividing by how many there are. Okay, so when I add up and divide by 6, I get 44 for my mean. The mean is 44. So now I'm going to find the distances that each of my data points are from the mean. So 40 is 4 away. 38 is 6 away. 36 is 8 away. 56 is 12 away. 52 is 8 away. And 42 is 2 away. And now we'll find the mean of the distances by adding all of these up and dividing by how many of those there are. Okay, and when I do that, I get approximately 6.6 repeating. So my answer would be C, between 7 inches and 8 inches. Number 33, what value of x makes the equation true? So I'm going to rewrite so I can go ahead and solve this. So I want to isolate my variable. I want to isolate x. So I'm going to begin by subtracting 0.2x from both sides. Oh, I'm sorry. I changed my mind. I'm actually going to begin by adding 0.4x on both sides. Okay, after adding 0.4x on both sides, it eliminates 0.4x on the right side, and I'll be left with 0.6x on the left, minus 4 equals 2. Okay, to isolate x, I will add 4 on both sides. So now we'll be left with 0.6x equals 6. I'll divide by 0.6, and we should get x equals 10. So D is our answer. Number 34, which of the following does not represent a linear relationship? Well, you can see A is a straight line, C is a straight line, B is a straight line, but D is not a straight line. Oops, sorry. So the answer is D. Number 35, Kelly sells candles for $3.25 each with a shipping and handling cost of $4.50. Which equation best represents the total cost Y of buying X candles from Kelly? Okay, so if Y is my total cost is calculated by $3.25 each. So X is my candles. So $3.25 for each candle. So I would multiply $3.25 by the number of candles, plus a shipping and handling cost that we pay one time. So I need to add on $4.50. So my answer is A. Number 36, Sarah fixed computers at her customer's home. She created a table to represent the data. If Sarah were to graph her data, which of the following would be true? A, the y-intercept would be 100. B, the y-intercept would be 25. C, the slope would be 50, or D, the slope would be 25. So I can see that I have 100 at 2. So I'm going to immediately get rid of that the y-intercept is 100 because it can't be 100 if at 2 it's 100. I'm looking for a y-intercept. I'm looking at where x is 0. So I'm going to get rid of A. So let's find our slope. My slope, my change in y, is 25. And my change in x is 1. So change in y over change in x is 25 over 1, which just gives me 25. So to start my equation of y equals mx plus b, or if I can even actually, I could continue my pattern if I'd like to. So if it's going up 25 for each one, for 1 hour, I would have 75. And for 0 hours, I would have 50. So I can see that my slope is 25 and my y-intercept is 50. So my y-intercept is not 25. My slope is not 50, but the slope is 25. D. Number 37, the graph models the value of a machine over a 10-year period. Which equation best represents the relationship between x, the age of the machine in years, and y, the value of the machine in thousands of dollars over this 10-year period? Okay, so if I look at my graph, notice it says value in thousands of dollars, and I can see my y-intercept, or B, is $8,000. I can also see that my slope is negative. Excuse me, my slope is negative. It is decreasing by a certain amount each time. So immediately I'm going to get rid of A and I'm going to get rid of D because I can see in B and C that my y-intercept is 8,000. I can also see that C has a positive slope. I don't want a positive slope, but a negative slope. So B should be my answer, but I'm going to double check and make sure that my slope is actually negative 500. So I can see that my original value, my y-intercept, was 8,000. So at 0, it is 8,000. And then if I use my slope triangle to help me connect 2 points, I can see at 6, it's at 5,000. So if I find my slope, my change in y, is decreasing by 3,000, and my change in x is increasing by 6. So negative 3,000 over 6. If I divide this, that will give me negative 500, which gives me the answer B and confirms that we were correct. Number 38, which equation best represents the data in the table below? So I can see that my y-intercept is 200. So my equations that show my y-intercept as positive 200, the only one that actually does is A. But I can go ahead and find my slope anyway. So I like to pick easy numbers if I can. So I'm going to skip from 200 to 203. So my change in my y is plus 3, and the change in my x is 20. So I'll have 3 over 20, which gets me 0.15. So A would be my answer if I write it in y equals mx plus b. 0.15x plus 200 my y-intercept, and my slope. Number 39, the graph of a line is shown on the grid. Which equation best represents the graph of the line? So first I can see that my y-intercept is located at 4. So my answer has to be C or D. And then if I find another point on my line, I can find the slope of my line. So if I go ahead and collect this in a table, you can use your slope triangle or a table. I have a point that is at -4 and -4. And I have a point that's at 0 and 4. So my change in my y is +8. And the change in my x is +4. So 8. Let me fix that. Change in y over change in x will give me 8 over 4, which gives me 2. So if I'm writing it as y equals mx plus b, I should write y equals 2x. 2 is my slope. B is my y-intercept, so +4. So C would be my answer.